Now, you know we had to talk about this movie. Is this the most divisive movie of the year? What is going on the internet? People are losing their minds. There is like two extremes to this movie. Like, people hate it and people love it. If you can't tell, I'm over here. I loved this movie. I really enjoyed it. That is not to say it's not without its faults, but let's be real. You got people that are tearing it down, and for what? For what? We're not going to talk about the double standard. We're not going to talk about the misogyny. You can get that somewhere else on the internet. We're just going to talk about the movie. Doctor Strange is at it again. He cast a forbidden spell that opened a portal to the multiverse, but the threat that emerges might be bigger than what he can handle. Very, very light on the summary, but this movie is packed with details, multiversal shenanigans, humor, wild visuals that you've come to expect from Doctor Strange. And you guys, one of my favorite elements of the film, darker themes, dark tones. I was so excited when they announced Sam Raimi, and he gave and I loved it. Now, I can go on and on about Sam Raimi, but I will not. If you know his work, then you know. If you don't know and you see this movie, you will know. I will say though that I really do love the direction that he took this movie in. What I really love is when you branch off of the superhero genre into something more. And that's when I think the Marvel movies start to stand out. So yes, it's a superhero movie at its core, but you get that dark element. It's bleak, it's unsettling. It's more than just a superhero movie. And it's got a different tone than anything that we have seen so far in the MCU. Again, this movie is super divisive. I will not get into it because dang, but my opinion is there. I really enjoyed the movie and the women carried, period. I have seen comments online getting mad how Doctor Strange was kind of sidelined in his own movie, but side note, I don't really think anything really bothers me unless the trade-off is bad. You know what I mean? So like if Doctor Strange was sidelined in his own movie, but the person they chose to focus on just wasn't as good as Doctor Strange, then that's when I'd be like, what are you guys doing? But yes, he did get sidelined in his own movie. If that bothers you, it is what it is. But what they chose to focus on was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I can't even complain. I've had my eye on Wanda as a character since she showed up, but she's always kind of been off to the side. She hasn't really had many lines. She hasn't really had much depth. It wasn't until WandaVision, until Elizabeth Olsen as an actress was like catapulted into my top 5, and Wanda as a character really came into the forefront. There is argument for Infinity War and Endgame, but those were like glimmers and moments. WandaVision really gave her time to like bulk the character and get into it. And I really, really love that. She was giving in that TV show, and in the movie, she ate. She carried. I don't even know why I bother to say the actor and actress's names because I do be struggling. I watched interviews. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. Xochitl Gomez, the actress that plays America Chavez. I was really excited to see her MCU debut, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit underwhelmed. I really did enjoy her character, but I think I was expecting more character development, and especially for her to be her own person. And I feel like she ended up being more of a tool, like a plot tool or like a character tool, power tool. Like, she was just being tossed around and she wasn't really her own character. I just didn't get enough of her. So I think once she has the opportunity, whether it be a TV show or her own solo movie, I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked into it, so I'm not sure what the plans are for her character. But I think once she gets more of a chance to flesh out her character and really give her character more depth and presence, she'll be super, super interesting. So one thing that I didn't add in my Instagram review was Zombie Doctor Strange. I did not get into it, but I have the time to get into it here, you guys. Zombie Doctor Strange is my heart. I absolutely loved that part of the movie. Throughout the movie, I was like, he's gonna show up right now. He's gonna show up right now. I was so excited because practical effects. It was so awesome to see, for lack of a better word, a real zombie. Of course, there was the CGI, the special effects, yada, yada, yada. But there were moments of practical effects, and I absolutely love me some practical effects, and I love me some zombies. So that was a definite, really big highlight of the movie for me. So, I watched it so you don't have to, but was it worth the watch? Of course, I am an MCU fan, so I am not going to say no because honestly, at this point, over 10 years deep, it's all mandatory viewing. You guys, we have to see everything because it all matters, it all connects. We cannot skip this movie. Absolutely, you cannot skip if you are an MCU fan. Being an MCU fan aside, just as a movie fan, I would still say yes. Of course, the movie is predictable, but it's in a good way for the most part. I gotta say that the movie did push the envelope, and that was mostly just Sam Raimi doing Sam Raimi things, which we love. The movie was very unsettling, and I'm not gonna lie, I love to be scared. So some of the jump scares did actually get me, so there's that. I'm not gonna say that it is scary, so don't go in there thinking like it's gonna be a horror movie and don't let that put you off. I will say though that it is unsettling, and if you are not ready for it, it is very shocking. Again, this is different than anything we have seen so far from the Marvel movies. I feel like I need to add this section in this video particularly because of the nature of the film. So if you are a casual movie fan or you're kind of a light MCU fan and you're not really into it, I will say that you do need to watch Doctor Strange. For me personally, I watched the first one when it was released in theaters. I have not seen it again. I was able to make it through this movie totally fine. You do need to see WandaVision, absolutely mandatory. If you skip the TV show, you're gonna lose a lot of the impact of the film. So that brings us to the end of the video where I watched it so you don't have to. Give this video a thumbs up if you like the video, so I know you like the video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next movie that I'm going to be watching for you. But until the next video, spread positivity, be safe, take care of yourself and whatever you are going through. You got this. Bye.